Hello, everybody. Welcome once again. It's just another Champions Tuesday. And thank you so much for being here. Thank you for watching the video if you're not here. Today I have, let's say, I have the other side of the coin of the presentation that I did last week. If you have the opportunity of looking at that presentation, you'll know that we spoke about the challenges that influencers face when trying to monetize their network. Obviously, when trying to get involved into referral links, into this link trees and the codes, and there's so many different type of referral campaigns that companies, brands do, right? And also how to monetize their content, how to be able to actually make a living from that type of work. Now, I'm going to be speaking about the challenges that vendors have to face when dealing with influencers. So we're going to be looking at the other side of the coin, okay? And believe me, they have their handful of challenges when dealing with influencers and when dealing with referral campaigns, okay? Now, obviously, if you haven't seen the last presentation, I'll make sure that I drop the link on the comments below of this video if you're watching it on YouTube, and you can go and check it out. Okay. Now, one thing is certain: engaging with customers, engaging with influencers have never been more important for companies and brands. Okay. Now it is imperative, that you have a presence in social media. You got to be there. Okay. But now it's not as simple as just putting ads on YouTube, putting ads on Facebook. Now you also got to be authentic as a vendor, as a brand. You got to be authentic and you got to be engaging. Okay. So brands, companies don't have customers. Now what they want is engaging with consumers. Okay. They want to be closer to their customers to the point in which customers feel part of their companies. Okay. And in order to do that, most companies actually decided, okay, so let's give our customers the opportunity to make some money. And that's when the whole referral campaigns, they started to come out. So let's try for them to promote what part of our products. Let's try for them to make reviews about our products, and let's find some creative way in which we can compensate them for this work. Okay? But that brought a lot of challenges in order for the campaign to be successful. Okay, so what are the challenges for companies? Essentially, and they are more than the ones that I'm going to be talking about here, but our time is limited. The most essential ones are four. First of all, the lack of clarity and value, tracking and the attribution system, and low engagement and retention, and technical and operational issues. Now, when talking about the lack of clarity and value, what do we mean? Okay, and let me be brutally honest with you. Not everybody gets the message. Okay, you could be asking in what you think is a very clear way how a product should be reviewed, how your influencers, your customers should be referring to their audiences about your products. But that message is not always well digested by your influencers. Okay. People not necessarily always understand what you want them to promote and how you want them to promote. Okay. Maybe because you are doing it wrong. Maybe because people sometimes are not necessarily very smart. Regardless of what the issue is, the result is that whatever efforts your influencers are going to do are going to be insufficient, ineffective. Okay. And you could be putting a lot of time value into a campaign and have nothing in return because you weren't able to deliver the message with enough clarity. Okay. So that's one of the challenges. Sometimes you can invest a lot of money in order to get into people's heads so they can replicate the message that you are trying to do. So when trying to evangelize about your products, about your company, sometimes you really got to spend time, and time is money, in order to get the message across. Okay. Now, the issue of tracking and attribution. We all know, and we talked about it last week, the conversion rates are less than 1%. Okay. This affects influencers as much as affects vendors, companies. Okay. That means that for every 100 efforts that your influencers do, maybe one of those efforts are going to be paid. It's going to be converted into a sale. Okay. So learning where are your sales coming from right now with the solutions they have right now, it's very challenging. So referral links and promo codes always have expiration dates. Some of them are, let's say, green for 30 days. Others might last for as long as 2-3 months, but they all expire at the end. But the content that you influencers, those videos, those reviews, those articles, the listings and everything they do will remain in the internet. And they might actually promote sales, but influencers are not going to get paid for it. And you will never know where your sales are coming. You will never know what it's working and what it's not. Okay. So tracking your influencers and your customers' campaigns, their own work, to try to understand what it's really working in order to duplicate it, in order to kind of like um, make it institutional. It's always a problem. And besides that, you always have the problem of who are you going to attribute that sale. And if you have that problem, rest assured, influencers are going to come back at you. They're going to come at you. They're going to send you emails. They're going to call you. They're going to go like, hey, listen, you know what? I was supposed to get paid X and I got paid Y, right? And I understand why. And you will never have an explanation for it because you were unable to actually follow in tracking down a sale. Next, and this is quite of an important low engagement and retention. Okay. Now, every CEO's has got a list of priorities. Customer engagement is among the top ones. Okay. Customer engagement is vital. You gotta be able to connect with your consumers. You gotta be able to connect with the people who are currently using and, more importantly, enjoying using your products. Okay. So sustainable commitment is key. You gotta achieve that. All right. But I gotta tell you one thing. And obviously, if you have as a vendor any referral campaign going on, you will understand that caring for influencers is expensive. Okay. You gotta invest time, you gotta invest people, you gotta invest resources in order for a campaign to work. And plenty of those times they don't. Okay. And if there is no retention, if your influencers, if your customers don't keep on doing what you're asking them to do over time, you'll never see the growth. So you either invest enormous amount of money into, I don't know, get them all together into a hotel and brainwash them about how good your products are, about how important, how vital it is that they keep posting content and doing the things as you ask them to do, right? Or you will not see the effect of your campaign. So retaining your influencers, retaining your customers, and more so the engagement that your customers have with your brand is very, very challenging, especially at these times. Lastly, technical and operational issues. Okay. Now, this is something that affects influencers as much as affect vendors, brands, companies. Okay. Payment arrangements are dependent on tracking activity through cookies right now. And platforms like Facebook, they don't accept cookies. They are ineffective in many cases. Okay. So you know that out of a percentage of sales that you know they came from your influencers are not going to be able to be tracked enough in order to attribute them for the sale and pay them. And that's going to make your customers, your influencers sad, unhappy, right? Unsatisfied. In most cases, when large referral campaigns take place, their systems are proved ineffective because they don't scale as quick as your campaign may do. Okay. Now we all heard about, I don't know, I mean, like influencers, big influencers like The Rock, or Beyonce, just throw in a campaign, and then everybody wants to jump into promoting their products, and all of a sudden it all crashes because the systems they're using they wouldn't allow to hold the amount of people coming in. Okay, so that's what I mean when having technical and operational issues. Now, at Althealth, what do we propose as a solution? Simple, elegant, and effective. The Althealth's My Shop. Okay. Now, for those who don't know what a My Shop is, My Shop is the ultimate referral tool for influencers. It allows them to engage with their brands, with their companies, with your brand and your company, and turn them from influencers into entrepreneurs. So no more just throwing them up into one product referral. You could allow them to have the whole catalog, a whole e-commerce online store for them, completely customizable, just for the purpose of promoting your products as a brand. Althealth's My Shop offer influencers a complete free store with a very simple setup. They can curate products from our marketplace that could be exclusively arranged to be your products only as a vendor. They can add your services if you have any. They can recommend exclusively those products you want them to recommend. But the way how it's done, the way how it's presented, it's through a store. To the eyes of consumers and followers, it looks like any online store. And that gives the influencer an extra power because it makes them look like entrepreneurs. Okay. The way how the system is set up, it allows them to get paid instantly after every sale happens. So that is taking off a lot of burden, administrative burden from your shoulders as a company. And you'll have the ability to create a decentralized sales force that is completely automatized and managed by Althealth. So you have none of the burdens of any other referral campaign you have run in the past. The Althealth My Shop has a unique technology called the multi-touch attribution. Now, the multi-touch attribution software allows Althealth to track customers' journey across the entire internet. And it can split commissions among up to 4 influencers, meaning that one of your ambassadors as a brand, one of your influencers, right, can promote products from their store, and that content, that video could be shared up to 4 times before a sales happen. And our software will track those shares and will split the commission among the people who actually made it happen. That is something unique and never seen before. So the influencers' followers can also earn commissions by sharing links from their My Shops. And this is what turns followers into a decentralized sales force. So the multiplying effect, well, it's immense. Althealth's My Shop, they offer influencers the multi-touch attribution capability, right? Which allows commissions to be split among multiple influencers, right? So that means that there is a higher probability of being paid for whatever content they make, right? So followers, wherever they are, they become a decentralized sales force, not only for your influencers, but as well as for you. And more importantly, they don't have any administrative overhead for you. This comes at no cost whatsoever for you, other than the commission that you have already set up. Conversion rates are obviously 1%. Yes, that might actually not change. But at the same time, the fact that we have the multi-touch attribution allows chances of getting paid, right, to be higher than that 1%. And we all know that if your influencer sells more, that means that you are selling more. They are happy, and you as a company are happy, right? So everybody wins. One of the things that you're going to love the most as a vendor using the My Shop technology from Althealth is collecting data and tracing a sale. We have a unique dashboard that allows every vendor to track a sale across the internet. You'll know exactly where it came from and how many different shares, touches, and where that content had to go across the internet before it landed into your Shopify store and actually turned into a sale. Now, collecting this data has no price. And until now, it was never being able to be done this accurately. We do not use cookies. So if you're thinking we use cookies, well, you're wrong. Althealth is part of a first-person network, which allows us to see the customer journey across the entire internet. Now, if you don't know what a first-person network is, send me an email. I'll explain it in the next video. If you want to know what about a first-person network, let me know in the comments, and I'll make a video. That's something else. And it's an entire presentation just by itself. So basically, no need for Linktree, no need for codes, no need for any other referral campaign ever again. You don't need to have agents. You don't need to have people following up on your influencers. They will turn into your own decentralized force, and they will turn into entrepreneurs. So this is what Althealth's My Shop does. So our marketplace is waiting for your products. There are no limitations to the numbers of My Shops we can create for your brand's followers. Thousands, hundreds of thousands. It doesn't matter. We enjoy promoting new vendors inside and outside our community. We love it. And the onboarding process, first of all, is free. Second, is seamless. and it takes no longer than just a 15-minute Zoom call. So if you want to try it, you got nothing to lose and a lot to gain. So join us now. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, that was great, Jorge. Thank you. Well done.
Appreciate it. Thanks. To be honest, I mean, I gotta say, we gotta, personally, I'm gonna be using this video a lot, and I wanted to do it for a long time already, because most vendors